Hi, everyone. Welcome to Bio 139 for summer 2025. I hope that you guys are ready for kind of an accelerated summer session and to be finished with with the anatomy and physiology sequence by the time that you finish the summer. One thing that I want to start this video off by letting you know, I'm actually teaching 3 sections of Bio 139 this summer. So anytime that you send me an email, you're going to want to make sure that you include the section number of the class that you're in. Some of you guys are in 55X4 and some of you guys are in 55X2. You can find that information and you can highlight it in the top left corner of almost any page in our course, in our Blackboard course shell. So from just about any page in our Blackboard course shell, you can highlight this. You can drop that into an email to me to let me know which course shell your question is coming from, so that hopefully I'll be able to get you a quicker answer than if you don't. And I have to say, which section are you in? And you say Bio 139. And I say, yes, I know. I'm teaching 3 of those. Which one is it? And you say the fast path. And I say, yes, I know. Which one of those is it? We go back and forth. It happens all the time. And so one of the quickest solutions is just to make sure that you copy this information from this top left corner of the Blackboard course shell whenever you send me an email with a question. The other thing that makes it a little bit more complicated is they forgot one of the 5s in the 55X2 section. So as long as you're telling me at least one of those 5s, X2, I'll be able to find where you're looking for. So you can tell me if you're in the X2 or X4 section when you go to ask a question. So here's what your Blackboard course shell looks like. This is what it looks like to me with all of the modules that are in the course. And this is what it'll look like to you. It'll still show those modules, but it'll show you that the content isn't available yet until there are certain milestones that you have to hit before some of this information will open up. What you can get into is the Getting Started module. So you can click here and read lots of background information about the course. There is about 10 modules. We've divided the course up into about 10 modules for Bio 139, and there's about 10 weeks in this session. So you're going to want to try to finish about a module a week. The ones in the beginning, the endocrine system and blood and heart, are the ones that tend to have the most labs, because that's where we have a lot of topics. When we talk about blood, there's a lot of things we can talk about. We can talk about the cells, we can talk about the plasma or the liquid portion of the blood. We talk about how blood typing happens, how blood clotting or coagulation occurs. So there's a lot of topics in these first couple of modules. And then you'll see that there are fewer topics kind of as we go through the semester. If you're used to using this Books and Tools link to access any books or instructional materials available to your course, you're not going to do that during this session. Everything that you need is going to be linked in these modules, and you will use each of these links to go into that publisher content and to complete smart book assignments, labs and lab simulations, and then any additional kinds of wrap-up quizzes or lab quizzes you'll find there as well. So you'll use these links directly into each assignment. You should not worry about using this Books and Tools section. So go ahead and take a look at the Get Started module. Progress tracking is turned on for this course, but a lot of times, especially if it takes you to a page that's outside of the course shell, you may have to click off yourself that you've completed that content. And then after you've kind of made a plan for yourself for how you want to lay out your semester, just get started working on each of the modules one at a time. I'm not going to have any standing office hours this summer. With it being summertime, everybody has a variety of different schedules, but I am available anytime that you want to meet with me. In the page that is about me, here's a link to my calendar, so you can get on my calendar and we can do an online Teams meeting. You can do that even from your phone, so it's pretty convenient. And this same link is in the signature of my email, so any email that you get back from me will have that same link. And so anytime that you need to, you can get on my calendar and we can meet to discuss any questions that you have with the class. So that's a little short intro to what's going on in the course this semester. The biology department as a whole has designed this course, so you'll hear videos from some of the other instructors. There's going to be a lot of content that we've co-created in this class. But if you have any questions at all, the best thing to do is to send me an email. Again, you're going to want to copy this information from the top left to tell me which section you're in, so I can try to get you an answer right away so you can keep going. You're going to work on this class probably a little bit every day between now and July to make sure that you get all of the content finished before the last date that material is due at the end of the class. And so anytime, we don't want you to get too bogged down if there's a question that interrupts your momentum. So we'll want to make sure that you get a really quick answer to your email so you can keep going and get completed for the summer. Let me know what questions you have.